Okay, hello everyone. I am quite embarrassed to show you all what the place that I am calling my bedroom looks like right now. But this is real. This is really what it looks like, and I'm only going to show you this room because the rest of the apartment looks like this. But today I have the wherewithal, I have the capacity, I have the energy to make it not look like this. The moon is conjunct my Saturn, and I'm feeling disciplined. Had a dream about needing to be more disciplined. So, yeah, we're gonna do that today. So I just want to get footage of the before. I put my TV here on the shelf. This is not where it's gonna live permanently, but just so I can have some content to watch as I move through, or listen to as I move through the room. And my goal today is to get all of these things off of the floor into drawers and get that couch into the living room where it's supposed to be. And to get this bed actually laid down and on the frames. So those are ambitious goals today, but that's my goal for today. And I will report back shortly. It is currently, what time is it? Okay, I don't know what time it is, because I use my phone as my clock. And so I want to say it's like 2 p.m. So I'll check back in 2 hours. This is currently what I'm looking like. Also embarrassing to, just be out here looking raw. But what I've realized is I'm just in a stage of life where I cannot be the most put together, curated version of myself. And I fully accept that version of me, and I love her because she's the one getting me through every single day. So yeah, if she's good enough to get me through every single day, she's good enough for vlogging. I will give you a short explanation why I have these band-aids, which are so cute. Aren't these the cutest? I forgot what the brand is called, but I discovered this brand of band-aids. Oh, I think they're called Belly band-aids. But I love these band-aids. They're so cute. These are like little colorful sloths, and these are little tiny alpacas with sunglasses. The reason why I have these on my face is because basically the when I get really stressed, which has basically been the past 7 years of my life. However, when the stress gets very concentrated because of a huge life transition, which I have just engaged in because I just moved from Chicago to Boston, I had to figure all that out. And it was all under this like very stressful like pressure of like, if I don't figure this out or do this, I will not graduate from my PhD program. And that was killing me. And I was under, and am still under, a tight dissertation deadline. And just the stress on my body of actually doing that move. Basically, everything goes to crap. I start eating poorly. I don't drink enough water. I'm not sleeping well. It's all a horrible, horrible situation. So basically, that's what's been going on from August through October. It is November 1st today. And so, yeah, like I said, moon's conjunct my Saturn. And I think last week I had the new moon in Libra on my ascendant. So I've slowly, over the last 2 weeks, just been coming back to my normal baseline and trying to take care of myself. So, like this week I stopped drinking juice because I'm just like, hey, too much sugar. And basically my skin's been breaking out really bad because I haven't been taking care of myself. Who would have thought? And when my skin breaks out really bad, I do have a few compulsive skin picking behaviors as a symptom of my anxiety, and so I have these 2 recurring little spots that will get bad, and I pick at them, and then they get really gross and ugly, and they're really bad. There are other little spots, but those little spots will go away soon. These spots are the worst, and I need to stop picking them, so I just had to put band-aids over them for basically like a week, whenever I'm not in public, and it will like make the scabs go away, and then I won't pick at them. And that's just really real, but that's just how I deal with that. There are other ways to deal with repetitive skin picking behaviors if you ever want me to talk about that. But this is a solution that works for me because I tend to do it more when I'm alone and in private, and I just have like the anxiety. the rumination is through the roof, as opposed to when I'm at work or like at school and I have something to focus on and whatever. So yeah, that's why I look like this, and that's why the room looks like this, and yeah, and that's why my skin looks like crap. But yeah, hopefully we'll get the skin back together soon. You know, we got a Venus and Virgo. That's a mutable sign. So when you have a mutable Venus, sometimes you just be looking rough, especially if you're Venus and Virgo, because Venus and Virgo is in fall. So sometimes I just be looking rough, sick, bad. And then at my best, flawless, no notes. Haven't seen her in a while, but she's waiting in the wings. She's waiting in the wings. We're waiting to usher her onto stage. Okay, good. Just give us the next few months. Get this dissertation done. Get this apartment in a livable state. So yeah, I will be back shortly with the results of me trying to actually clear the floor and move this couch and move this mattress. Hi again. It is November 5th. Zohran Mamdani is the mayor of New York City. So I'm feeling a little less cynical today. Here with an update about the progress that I made on Sunday or Saturday. I think it was Saturday or Sunday I started. And yeah, just want to like share some thoughts and reflections that I've been having about like expectations for myself. So, okay, so this is about all the progress I made since that first video. I did get a lot of the clothes up off of the floor. Some of it is still on the couch over there. This is what I'm sleeping on still. It's still embarrassing. Things are still embarrassing, but a little less embarrassing. And some of the clothes are in there. There's also some clothes over here. I'm also realizing despite my best efforts, or despite my awareness that my one of my caregivers, one more than the other, but a little bit of both, but one more than the other, has hoarder tendencies, like many immigrant parents do. And I've been like so overwhelmed by his accumulation of stuff. Somehow it has also happened to me, and I didn't realize it was happening because in my last apartment I had a lot of storage, so I would just neatly put things away. And yeah, this move is just making me realize how much clothes I have, and that's a whole nother story. So yeah, my mattress is still in the corner, the couch is still over there and not where I want it to be, and some of the clothes is up, but I had to move on and do some other tasks. And I worked from home today, so this is my little workstation, my makeshift workstation. It's all quite chaotic, but we will get there. But yeah, let me show you. I don't really feel like showing you the rest of the house, but you can get a glimpse of it. Okay, so there's the bathroom over there. Here are the remainder of things that I have not even thought about moving or touching. It's just I've been slowly unpacking box by box, and that's a bunch of stuff that's a bag full of trash from unpacking things that I need to take out. This is like not a real size living room. It's a tiny little living room. So I just put everything in this area. So it's just, it's so cluttered. It's really stressing me out. There's a nice little hideaway thing, which is cool. once all that stuff is not over there, it will be Gemma's home. Gemma is my cat. There's her litter box. Box that was unpacked that is filled with recyclables. Random mirror that I bought at Five Below because it's super cool and I had never seen a mirror like that at Five Below. And yeah, just all this stuff needs to go where it goes. Gemma has her little makeshift eating area here. She is napping like a queen. Yes, queen. We love you, Gem. More trash that needs to go out, and I'm currently making dinner. So, okay, I'm making dinner. But yeah, I saw this really cute shirt on Etsy, and I was like, I have to have it. I have to have it. So I have it. So I have it. And again, I need to stop buying clothes. But like, how could I say no? What is this? What is this? I don't even know. I don't know what that is. Random sticker? Oh, tag. Tag that needs to be cut out. But yeah. Isn't it so cute? Anyways, I just basically had a realization that sooner or later I have to stop trying to force myself to be in a place or a state of mind or a condition that I simply am not in for whatever reason, right? I have a really hard time accepting that I am a human who gets tired, who cannot always do everything on demand when I want to, and that inability to accept that keeps me in a cycle of pretending that I have the capacity to do certain things at a certain level that I simply don't. So then I basically set myself up to fail. And what I've realized is, don't ask me why it took me so long to realize this, but what I realized is that every time I say, I'm gonna clean up my room and clear all these, put all these clothes away and move the couch over here and do all of this in like one day, it's just like, and that's not all I have to do in life, right? Like I have other life responsibilities, because this is just the stage of life I'm in. These are the circumstances I'm in. Every time I say, well, screw the circumstances, I'm superhuman and I can do exactly what I say I'm going to do, and I just completely rely on my willpower. It's very disembodied. That's just such a disembodied like place to be. And maybe I'm having this sudden, like, it's all clicking. Like, it's like these are concepts that I've understood, but this is clicking today because as I mentioned in a previous video, I'm a Cancer moon. I'm very affected by the moon, and today is a full moon in Taurus. And not only is that full moon in Taurus a full moon in Taurus, which has a lot to do with your body and sustainability and things that are going to help you be strong and stay the course, but that full moon in Taurus is also conjunct my asteroid Lilith, my black moon Lilith, not my true Lilith, although both of my Lilith placements are in Taurus, and also it is conjunct my asteroid Pallas Athena, which is all about thinking and patterns and recognizing strategies and all that. And so, I mean, it clicked to me this weekend because I was like, I literally just have other time-sensitive things I have to do. So I like can't just hyper-focus on my room, which in the past, that's exactly what I would have done. To the detriment of everything else going on, I would have been like, because I said that I am going to finish cleaning the room or unpacking everything and cleaning everything up today, then that's what I'm going to do. And I would have just ignored like the reality of the situation, which is I'm just a little tired human. I'm just a little tired human baby. Like, and growing up, I was not allowed to be tired. Okay, like I have Jamaican parents. Both of my parents were born and raised in Jamaica and came to the United States as adults. And those people, they don't get sleepy. They go to bed when everything's done, when all the work is done. And they would see how much I slept as a child, because again, Cancer moon. Cancer moon, trine Saturn in Pisces, trine Jupiter in Scorpio. I've got a grand water trine. Mind you, there's also a grand water trine in the sky right now. And so I always find whenever there's an aspect happening transit-wise that I have in my chart, I'm always just like, I come back to myself. I feel like, yeah, I'm just in a season of coming back to myself, and the transits are aligned with that. And I love that for me, because it has truly been like 5 years straight of just discombobulation and not feeling like myself. So yeah, but yeah, sleepy little grand water trine baby over here. And my parents would always just be like, what's wrong with you? Oh, my mom thought I was doing drugs in high school, because I would come home, because I would go to high school, and then I was like doing theater, or I had dance. And then my senior year, I want to say my junior or senior year, I got a job at a restaurant. So after those activities, I would then go to the job, and then I was tired. I was so tired, and my mom would be like, "Why are you so tired? Why are you so tired? What's going on?" And I was just like, like, on Saturdays I would sleep in until 11 or 12, and my dad would always be like, "Are you okay? Like, what's going on?" And like, I was just like, I don't want to be awake until it's time to wake up. And I've always been that way. And you know, I do have combined type ADHD, but I do feel like I'm more inattentive than anything else. My hyperactive side really comes out, and like when I do hyper focus, when I do have the energy, when I am really excited about something, I will just bounce from thing to thing to thing to thing to thing with literally no strategy, and cannot stop to make a plan. But for the most part, I'm just like inattentive and tired, and if I have to be in a class where it's boring, I'm just like falling asleep, literally falling asleep. Doesn't matter how much sleep I've gotten, I'm literally falling asleep. When I got into college, I started to think maybe I have like narcolepsy, and I'm embarrassed to say the only thing I know for sure is that a main symptom of ADHD is sleep irregularity and, you know, trouble falling asleep. I never had trouble falling asleep, but I did have trouble waking up no matter what time I went to bed. No matter what time I went to bed, and no matter how much freaking sleep I got, waking up was just like hell on earth. Hell on earth. And the only thing that ever made waking up in the mornings easier was becoming a young adult and having my first therapist be like, hey, you should get screened for ADHD, and being prescribed stimulant medication and taking that in the morning and being like, is this what it freaking feels like to be awake? Because I want you guys to know that if I wake up and I do not take medication, it takes me 3 full hours to understand what's going on and to know where I am and to function like a human. Like, and I think that's why college worked so well for me, because after a certain point, I just stopped taking early classes, because I was just like, my brain doesn't work early in the morning. And, you know, ideally that's what all people with ADHD can do. They can just make the schedule that works for them and their brain and their lifestyle. But no, from AM to PM is the system, is the model. What happened to Christina Milian? I loved her. Dip it low, pick it up slow, roll it all around, poke it out, make it back go. Pop, pop, pop that thing. So good. What was I saying? What was I saying? Oh yeah. So basically I took stimulant medication. I was like, oh, is this what normal people feel like when they've gone to bed and then they wake up the next morning? They just like, they feel awake and they can think and make rational thoughts that are linear. That was just never me. And I was always falling asleep in classes that were boring and not stimulating. And I was always, like, when I get stressed, I'm literally just like, I would rather put my head down and take a nap. So all that to say, I internalized that stigma to a certain point. And I got really good at pushing myself through the tiredness. I remember in college, I would call it the sweet spot. Okay? And the sweet spot is basically when you're so tired, but you push through the tiredness, and then you get to that sweet spot where it's like euphoric, kind of. Like, I push through the tiredness. And it's not that you're not tired anymore, but the tiredness almost becomes like loopy. It's like a loopiness that's like funny, and then like the funniness of it kind of like keeps you awake. I don't know if that makes any sense, but like that's just how I coped all throughout college. So yeah, like it's just interesting to be at this stage in my life now, in my post Saturn return. Well, not post, I'm at the end of it. At the end of my Saturn return, and I'm just like, okay, all right. Your worth is not dependent on how long you can stay awake, how much you can push yourself to do things when you don't actually have the capacity or energy to do it. That's just like not what life is about. And it's actually so detrimental to your health. And I had to learn that like really, really hard, like the hard way. And it took me a lot longer to do a lot of the things that I was aiming to do in the last few years, because it was a compound of these existing, you know, bad habits of pushing myself and staying awake and basically scrambling up my brain even more, right? Like, your brain needs sleep to function. And then if you have ADHD on top of that and you just start fucking with your sleep, it's like, forget about it. Forget about it. Forget about being a normal, rational, clear-headed human who makes wise decisions and can comprehend day-to-day adult life functioning responsibilities. Forget about it. And forget about doing those things while you're getting your PhD. And forget about doing those things while you're getting your PhD and you're navigating heartbreak and grief because one of your dearest friends suddenly dies. And forget about it because the world is in chaos and they are just destroying entire nation states and trying to destroy people because of some crazy ideology, like, and you're an empath and you can feel all of it, and you're psychic and you can feel everything around you. Like, you need to sleep. That's the moral of the story. So basically this past weekend, to wrap this all up, I said I did as much as I can do. My body is tired. I have other things I have to do. I cannot hyper focus on this task to prove some sort of like worth narrative to myself. I'll put this down. I'll come back to it next weekend. And part of the thing that was fueling me to do it quickly is that I thought that my parents were going to come visit me for Thanksgiving, and I was like, oh gosh, this apartment needs to be together by Thanksgiving. But I learned that they will not be there for Thanksgiving, and that facilitated me like to have space to be like, this is not urgent. and identifying what's actually urgent, navigating fake urgency has been the steepest learning curve for me, because I feel like our society really fuels this dominant narrative that things are limited and like lack mindset, and we have to act now, we have to act fast, we have to do it quickly, and it's just not true. So I was like, hey, no one's coming to visit me for Thanksgiving. I'm not going anywhere for Thanksgiving. I will work on this apartment until Christmas. And by Christmas, a little bit before Christmas, I would love for the apartment to be done. And I think that is more realistic, and that feels good in my body when I say it. And it doesn't feel like, okay, how am I going to do it? And listening to my body when I say certain things and ideas it's hard, because I've been so conditioned to betray how my body feels and be like, nope, we got to do it. But I'm coming back to myself, and I'm like, no. Chest feels calm. Chest does not feel tight when I say this apartment will be done and cozy and how I want it a little bit before Christmas. And I'm saying a little bit before Christmas because I would love to have a Christmas tree up and be in the Christmas mood, even though capitalism has ruined Christmas. I do love the getting the home together of Christmas part. So yeah, I would like that to be a goal that I achieve, and I think it is reasonable, and I will keep you all updated on my progress. But even though the room is not how I thought it how I had tricked myself into thinking I could get it over the weekend, I did make progress, and I feel good about the progress. And I made progress on other things that I need to do in my life, such as my dissertation, and such as progress notes and paperwork, and trying to find a second job to afford to live here. So yeah, my dinner is finished. I'm gonna go prepare. I'm gonna arrange this on a plate and eat it slowly and mindfully in honor of this Taurus new moon. And I want to encourage you to be good to yourself and engage in sensory satisfaction to the best of your ability on this full moon in Taurus, and take care of yourself. Give yourself a hug. Take a warm bath. Taurus invites you to do that. And be still. And get enough sleep tonight. Okay. Stay synced up and spaced out, and I will talk to you soon.